أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Respected viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Asif Ali Parvez, and this is my program presentation number 21. And as you know, the theme of my program is Holy Quran and Science. Today I will talk about the darkness number 2 called microwaves. First of all, I want to turn towards Holy Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور. And its translation is, all praise belongs to Allah, who created the heavens and the earth and brought into being every kind of darkness and light. Surah Al-An'am, verse 2. The key points are, all praise belongs to Allah, who created heavens, earth, and every kind of darkness. So today I'm talking about another type of darkness called microwaves and, of course, light. Now, this is the light spectrum which I've shown you before as well. So today I will be talking about the second type of darkness called microwaves. Now, microwaves is its wavelength, distance between one peak to another peak or one trough to another trough could be up to 1 meters. And its frequency range is from 300 megahertz to 300 gigahertz. So it's quite energetic as compared to the radio waves, but still it's less energetic than the ordinary light, the light which you and I call start. Microwaves ovens are very common in virtually in everybody home. I have got one in my kitchen, and you can cook food with it, or you can warm up a cup of tea or milk, or if there is some food which you want to warm up, you can do it. So it's very handy thing. You don't have to lit any fire. Just stick it in it, plate in it, and cover it, and just press the button, and your whatever you want to warm up or heat up will be done. Now, what's the principle of a microwave oven? I don't want to go into too much technicalities, but as you know, microwaves are produced by the combination of magnets and electricity. So in microwaves, the key thing is that there is a tube which we call magnetron. And this tube basically have magnets in it and electric in it. And by the combination of these two, microwaves are produced. And then the structure of the microwave is such that these microwaves bounce on the sides of the microwave oven. And also there is a plate, and notice that that plate rotates. And the reason for that rotation is that if the plate does not rotate, then the warming up process or heating up process will not be uniform. Because remember, waves are like this. So where there is a trough, it won't warm up. So that's why they put a plate in it and rotate it. So next time you use microwave oven, please make a note of that. Now, microwaves are also used in telecommunications. The reason is that it can handle large amount of data, and it is very low power consumption. It doesn't take too much power to use or create microwaves and use it. And obviously, if it is very low power consumption, that means it's very relatively cheap to make it, and it's easy to use, and it's very reliable, because even if there is a storm going on, it doesn't bother to the microwaves. And this picture which I'm showing you is the what we called as BT Tower. It's in London, and you can see there are a lot of dishes, around it. Basically, they are like these dishes. So they are dishes all around it. And what they do, they take the program, like MTA program, for example, and then they beam it to a satellite. And from that satellite, it comes and we watch it all over the place. So microwaves are very powerful method of communication. Now, microwaves have a lot of benefits in medicine as well. So microwaves, because they can be used to treat the cancer. They can also be used to tumors which are in the liver, and they can be used to correct the vision. So these are medical uses. Obviously, I'm not a medical expert person, but what I know from my knowledge that microwaves are a great benefit in medicine as well. And this is one thing we are all scared of. This is basically a police officer having a microwave gun in his hand, not to shoot at somebody, but what it does is if there is a car coming, he will shoot the microwave at that car reflects the microwave, comes back to this unit, and then the electronics in it will immediately calculate what is the speed of the one. And if you are speeding, obviously you are going to be caught. So watch. Microwaves are used in radar. Radar, you can say, is the eye for the aircraft, because it is through the radar system, the ground staff and the pilot, they are in communication, and particularly the ground staff, because what they do, they throw a beam of, microwaves or even sometimes radio waves, depends where the aeroplane is. It hits the aeroplane and comes back, and from that the staff at the ground can work out where the aeroplane is, what is height, even what's its speed. Now, thing which I want to show you is, which probably most of you may not know, that this is the cone or nose, if you can say, of the aircraft. Inside is a small microwave radar in it. Now, what is this radar? Is a very specialized radar, and its the purpose is that it locates if there is any airplane flying nearby, or what's the weather like. So if there's a storm going on, or even there is a hail, for example. So that radar in the nose of the aeroplane throws the microwaves will come back, and then the pilot can guess what hazard is there. I mean, many years ago, I had a personal experience when I was working as a IT consultant in a very big airline, biggest airline in UK. And I went to a country manager's office in another country to update some software. And it took longer than what I thought. And then the country manager came to me. He said, Asif, do you realize your flight is going to fly in an hour's time? So better you hurry up and go. And I said, look, I need another 10 minutes. So he said, all right, don't worry. I talk to the pilot and see if he can do something for you. So he went and spoke to the pilot and come back. He said, the pilot have told him that aeroplane is full, but Asif can sit just behind me in the cockpit. I mean, in those days we were allowed, and now officially because of security reasons we're not allowed. So that was a wonderful experience for me. But the point which I want to say is this: while I was sitting there, and when you're sitting in cockpit, your view is very wide. You can see front, you can see left, you can see right. And after all of a sudden, I heard this blip, 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 blip. So I looked at the pilot, and he said, Asif, spot an aeroplane. So I started looking this way, and I could see there was aeroplane flying maybe, I don't know, 10 miles away. And he said, oh, that's wonderful. And then he explained to me that the radar in the nose of the aeroplane is sending microwaves, and they come back, so they tell us there is an aeroplane there. So a very interesting experience for me. Now, microwaves are used in oil rigs because, oil rigs are where oil is extracted from under the sea. And in UK particularly, or in Scotland, there are a lot of rigs. If you go to beaches, you can see at a distance lots of rigs where are extracting oil. And as one imagine, the weather in the sea is often very rough. There's storm, there's a thunderstorm, there are all sorts of winds and this and that. But doesn't bother microwaves. For microwaves, those terms don't exist. And the result is that the data communication and the quality of data between the oil rig and the ground station is perfect. Now, microwaves are also used in the satellite communication. There are lots of satellites which are flying around the Earth, and I have mentioned in my previous program. So, one way of communicating is through microwaves. And what the reason is this again of its ability that it can pass through ionosphere as if it doesn't exist. Now, ionosphere is like a let's use the phrase curtain or a something around the earth which Allah Ta'ala has created. And I have will make series of program on different these spheres which are created around the earth, and one of them is ionosphere. I don't want to go into detail today, but what microwave can do is it can just pass through ionosphere as if it doesn't exist. So again, as you could see from the satellite, there are a lot of dishes there, and they are primarily microwave communication. Now, in my next program, I will talk about what role microwave have produced in identifying Big Bang. You know, Big Bang, I've mentioned it a few times. Big Bang is how Allah Ta'ala created the universe. So I will explain that in detail in my program number 22. Thank you very much for watching this program. Jazakallah khair. God bless you. Wa akhiru dawana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.